Love. This should be easy to get, some views, some engagement, because it's a universal feeling. It's universal in the aspect that, most people have a love story. And it's not universal in the aspect that most people's love stories are different. Man, you can't really tell somebody what to do with their love story or whether their love story is worth it, right? Even when you're giving somebody advice about love. Let's just strip away some of the fallacies, right? I mean, this one fallacy of there's plenty of fish in the sea. I mean, if it's true, then why do we also talk about our type of guy or our type of girl? If there's plenty of fish in the sea, then surely you might have many different types. I mean, if you eat fish, you don't just eat catfish. You might eat brim, you might eat lobsters, you might eat shrimp. Why do you have a type? Why do you insist you have a type? Like you don't date broke guys. And what's to say that you are not your type's type? That if you fall in love with your type, then the chemistry will not be. All I'm trying to say is that our ideas of love, be as eloquent and profound as we might present them out to be, are just our ideas. They don't mean much beyond what value we attribute to them. And what makes them profound isn't because we've held a book on, love and how to love people better. Our ideas of love are only profound because they're backed up by a story of dealing with love. A story that is inspirational for somebody else to take a lesson out of it. And that's what I'm here for today, to discuss this love story that is produced by Maiden's Way called Chido. Now, Zimbabwean music, as with all other music, is obsessed with dance, right? And one thing that I love about our music is its danceability. I did talk about the dance culture in my review of Chichichema by Amara Brown, but just in case you missed it, we love to dance, and no matter the tone of our love story, we would dance to anything. It's just simple songs, man. Whether they're about love or anything, they will try to get a dance out of us. And it's not like anything different that Maiden's Way have tried to do. They have taken a little bit of a switch on it, but they have still tried to make us dance. Now, for those of you who do not know Maiden's Way, it's an organization that is spearheading a new content movement that is revolved around Zimbabwean music. I did check out their work that collaborates with upcoming musicians and a couple creatives and comedians and satirists and twi-oaks. They've got the whole gambit, and that ain't no queen. It's a space for you to put yourself out there, because they also have a playlist that is widely curated and widely spread around so many different streaming platforms that people, whether independent or signed, could get that playlist there and people will listen to it. And it's a form of distributing your craft. It's a hip space, man. It's fun, it's sharp, it's smart, it's witty, and it's filled with voices both from the diaspora and voices back home in Zimbabwe. And as we dig deeper, there's the face of Maiden's Way, which is Munashe Chirisa. Yeah, he's the recognized face of it all, appearing as an affiliate artist at Magamba Network, doing his own comedy shows and whatnot, and doing amazing Amazon ads. I mean, we all saw it, right? We did. The Amazon ad that broke the mold for Zimbabwean artists. There we had our own man out there, busy working for these big organizations. Can we get him a round of applause, please? Yeah, you're proud and you're happy until you get to the comment section and you realize that this is a calculated attack by the white man, leaving these nasty comments towards a black brother who has just come up in the world. What, storyboard? What, Miss Mabel? You think they really care about this if it was a white man? Hey, Mazibs, don't you think you're overreacting a little bit? I mean, these are just like 3 comments. Hey, shame him! Look, brother, I've seen way too many Geico ads to believe that these Caucasian comrades care too much about the quality of their advertisements. This sounds like something that rhymes with the Macists, and it definitely ain't raisins. Cause even though I know these haters are low-key hungry, all they wanna do is rebuke us. Oh, I say it again.
Oh, I say it again. You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray.
Okay, let's review Chido, shall we? Ah, I love this sound, dude. It takes me back to 2011, Disney XD. My snapback was really colorful. This is a nice sound. Look, electronic dance music or EDM is not my forte. I really don't know what's out there, but there's a childish element that I'm liking here. Also, I think this setting is like a precursor to a lovely story, isn't it?
Chido runakirwa kerwa chipo moyo wake ndakati ndipo wakati bodo ndakati ndoda kusvika pedyo ndakati ndoda kudhilitaka zvakanyorwa nevamwe apo ndakati ndoda kudigitaka pakanyorwa nevamwe apo.
So Chido starts off as a love story by our narrator Munashe, or Tinaye from Magamba TV, who looks at Chido, right? And all he says is the asymmetry in places where you would expect it to be, and the symmetry in places where you would expect. She's a bomb, right? But anyway, though, it's not necessarily about trying to get into the lady's pants. It seems as though Munashe is a nice guy. He's a kind fellow, a romantic guy who looks at the girl and doesn't expect pure royalty or pure innocence, but you know, he has enough charisma to make her want to forget about all the other guys she's ever been with or blessed with or cursed with. Mr. Munashe is more like Mr. Smooth Talker. I mean, listen to these bars.
Maybe it's Maybelline or Maybelline or it's all just make believe. From a book I'ma take a leaf, for the heart I'll become a thief. I want
Munashe is a wordsmith as an artist, and he's always on point from either Chido or other songs that are out there. His other musical contributions are in the same lane of charisma and incredible wit. I mean, he's out there moving cool like Big Boy with some swagger on him. I love it, but for poetic sake, let's break it down. Because this kind of callous deserves kindness. So essentially, Munashe is telling the girl that she's really beautiful, man. And reserves that tagline by Maybelline, a tagline that is used by the company to convey the natural beauty attached to their products. But he acknowledges that as a thriver, you know, he's not much. And for him to have ambition to be with her is crazy. Maybe it's make-believe. Like, it's a fantasy. Right? With all the things that's going in through his mind, he would do anything to be with her. If she says, okay, we're together, so jump, he would become a pole vaulter. He wouldn't even ask how high. He would jump as high as it possibly could. And maybe he would even become a thief for love. That type of love where someone would be willing to do anything is beyond self-destructive. You lose perspective of right and wrong, rational, irrational, and I don't know. Munashe's character seems like a rational person. He seems level-headed enough through the casting of a simple-looking Tinaye Chikweta.
Have some polony.
No way, it's not a diss. Anyway, the story is that this guy and this girl are friends, right? And this guy sees Rudo and he's infatuated. He wants the atom. And instantly goes to Rudo, gets rejected, but he's not gonna give up, and he's thriving. Whilst on the other hand, this girl, Nitsai, low-key has feelings for him, you know? And if that's not confusing already, there's Godi. Godi, who's it? Potom.
Moses.
But maybe Munashe is also a total
Moses.
I mean, this is the lesson of the story, right? As we see from its start. Chinuchega chinenguva yachu. Which means, hey, take it easy, yes, eh? Don't force things. What's really for you will transpire in due time. Like, in the meanwhile, though, be authentically yourself. Like, it's a lesson that Munashe's past character here is failing to pick up. Yes, he has that ambition of being with the girl with the fly hairdo, cheek like beaks, and a smile to make you want to go wild. But he is forcing it with the charisma. But I think it's also a lesson to all those who enterprise and create. Sure, when I picked up my old YouTube account and decided to ramble on and on about music, I really did want 12,000 subscribers to pop up in the first 2 videos. But that hasn't happened, and regardless, I feel really happy to plan this content out. And I'm not gonna go all artificial, intelligent, and corny content or clickbaiting to get that 12,000. Because chinuchega chinenguva jacho. So anyway, back to the story, right? Munashe goes back to his friend Netsai at the start, and the friend decides, hey, there's nothing like jealousy. Let's pretend like we're dating, and then that will spark your girl to want to come back to you and, ask you if you're down. This is messy. But look, it works. It actually does work. It actually goes the way that Netsai wanted it to go. But as he's thinking back, he's like,
Kanguai kapura zvichispaka zvichifaya ndakugaya pamwe ndakakanya pakusarudzapa rudo rwemoyo wangu rwave pamberi pechiso changu moyo wangu wakangosekerera pfungwa ndobva dzatenderera.
It's a sweet little story that ends in Netsai and Munashe confessing love for each other with the How I Met Your Mother type arc. I haven't finished that series though, don't spoil. I love this end because it highlights that simplicity of attraction. It highlights that sometimes the most elaborate way to love and look for a partner is often the most straining, and at times you end up thinking to yourself, Ndirukuchireiko tea kana isina sugar. It's the personal philosophy that I hold to myself, Above having a chemistry with somebody, sometimes establishing a friendship is the most straightforward route to love. And although obviously the fallout can hurt more, but hey, no risk, no reward, right? And I'll quote something that King Kandoro said recently.
I had this conversation with my wife when we started dating, and we were talking about love and she said something to this day that I'll never forget, that it's way more, she said, it's way more important for me to like you than to love you.
Exactly.
And I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Because this is the first time that I had heard about it. Because we men go around telling people that I love you.
Very quickly too.
Because we believe and we've been told that it's reassuring to tell
a woman.
And then like, I know that you love me. I'm not really interested. I'm more interested in you liking me as a person and me liking you as a person. I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, the thing with, you can love a person. Love is more to do with proximity to each other. If I talk to you every day, I will end up loving you.
Exactly.
Siblings, because we have no choice. I love my siblings.
Exactly.
But do you like your siblings?
Damn,
because when you like someone now,
that is some wisdom right there.
Right? When you like someone now, it's more to do with, do you see yourself spending the whole day with this person? Do you like them enough to be around them, to tolerate their nonsense? I was like, damn, girl.
No, that is deep.
Deepo address. I was like, yo.
I rate the song a 9 out of 10. I usually reserve 10 out of 10s for commercial or market success. But what stands out with this story is the quality in which it's delivered. It wants to start off in a childish, happy tone and does that off the back of using this paiva post structure that is most associated with Zimbabwean children's tales. But aside from the production of the song, which is beautiful, Munashe is a lyricist and there's no doubt about this. I look up to people who can be poetic with their use of Shona, and it's not like it's deep Shona of the Zulu dialect or Karanga dialects that the San would speak. The producer is a guy called Tendai, and he gives the song this electric dance quality that is nostalgic to LMFAO days for those of us who know that era. And then let's not even forget the acting and the video editing. The lighting is always on fleek. There's a conscious effort to fill the video with naturally vibrant tones, and in Zimbabwe Sha, even the night sequences, that is a feat. The cuts are pristine, and sometimes he uses like objects like this bench to mask into the next scene, or merges two scenes at once. And I take note of this stuff because I'm a bit of a film nerd, a film buff, and I refer to these eccentric sequences like as Spike Lee sequences because they're well thought out. Well, the acting is good and it's not a surprise. The cast is made out of Munashe Chirisa, who's got more bars than the American prison system. And it's made out of Tendai Chitima, the star of the very first Zimbabwean film on Netflix, and Tinai, the comedian and satirist of Magamba, just to mention a few. This is the quality that Zimbabwean music deserves, and it stamps the essence of youthful storytelling, a quality-conscious affair. I'm loving this, and I'm especially loving the news that there will be a part 2. So at the end of the day, even though I didn't say anything negative, if you don't like my opinion, remember,